Welcome, Autograph Fisherman here, and I have another profile video for you. Today it is Pete Peters. I hope you enjoy. Born August 17, 1957. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Height 6 feet 0 inches, 183 centimeters. Weight 185 pounds, 84 kilograms, 13 stone 3 pounds. Position goaltender. Caught left. Played for Philadelphia Flyers, Boston Bruins, Washington Capitals, National Team Canada, NHL Draft 135th overall, 1977, Philadelphia Flyers, playing career 1977 to 1991. Pete Peters, born August 17, 1957, is a Canadian former professional ice hockey goaltender. He was selected by the Philadelphia Flyers in the 8th round, 135th overall, of the 1977 NHL Amateur Draft, and went on to play 13 seasons in the National Hockey League NHL for the Philadelphia Flyers, Boston Bruins, and Washington Capitals. He featured in the 1980 Stanley Cup Finals with the Flyers and won the 1984 Canada Cup with Team Canada. Early life. Peters was born in a family of Dutch immigrants in Edmonton, Alberta. At a young age, he valued swimming more than hockey. It was not until he was 18 that Peters was committed to junior hockey. In 1975, Peters joined a struggling Medicine Hat Tigers team. He would stay with the Tigers for 2 years before being drafted. Peters was drafted 135th overall by the Philadelphia Flyers in the 1977 NHL Amateur Draft after showing scouts that he had what it took to play at an NHL level. He played for 2 years in the AHL, winning the Harry Hap Holmes Memorial Award for Best GAA in the league, won back-to-back Calder Cups, and he was also selected to the first All-Star team. Playing career, Philadelphia Flyers. Peters was called up by the Flyers in 1980, sharing the net with Phil Meyer. Peters started with a 22-0-5 record before losing his first game of the season on February 19th. The Flyers won an NHL and professional sports record 35 straight games without a loss that season. Peters finished the season with a 29-5 record with a 2.73 GAA. He led the Flyers all the way to the Stanley Cup Finals before losing to the New York Islanders on an overtime goal by Bob Nystrom. For his effort, Peters was selected to play in the NHL All-Star Game. The following season, expectations were high for Peters, but he did not meet them. Over the next 2 years, his GAA rose and his playoff success diminished. Following an infamous incident in 1982 where he molested a reporter in the locker room, he was traded to the Boston Bruins for defenseman Brad McCrimmon. Boston Bruins. Peters joined the Boston Bruins for the 1982-83 season. Peters had his best year, playing in 62 games and posting a 40-11-9 record with 8 shutouts and a decade-best 2.36 GAA. At one point, Peters went 31 games without a loss. He won the Vezina Trophy for his spectacular play and was selected first All-Star team goalie. He also played in the All-Star game in his first season with Boston. Peters finished second in voting for the Hart Memorial Trophy to Wayne Gretzky. Next season, expectations were high again for Peters and, like in Philadelphia, he did not meet them. He played for 2 more years with the Bruins with his GAA inflating and the losses piling up. 1984 Canada Cup. Peters was invited to Team Canada for the 1984 Canada Cup. Despite having a sprained ankle, Peters was able to play in 4 tournament games, including both best-of-3 final games against Sweden and the memorable overtime win against the Soviets in the semifinal. Washington Capitals. After the Canada Cup experience, Peters had trouble readjusting his game to the NHL level. After a slow start in the 1985-86 season, Peters was traded to the Washington Capitals in exchange for goaltender Pat Riggin. Peters had much success with the Caps by providing a solid goaltending for the next 4 seasons and became the team's starting goalie in the playoffs. However, his team never advanced past the second round. Returned to Philadelphia. Peters returned to Philadelphia in 1990 by way of free agency. He remained there for the last 2 seasons of his career, sharing the net with Ron Hextall and Ken Reggett. Peters would hang up the pads in 1991. Coaching. At the end of his playing career, Peters returned to the family farm in Edmonton. He then got into coaching, serving as a goaltender coach to the Minnesota North Stars, Winnipeg Jets, Phoenix Coyotes, and the Edmonton Oilers. From July 2009 to June 2013, he was the goaltending coach for the Anaheim Ducks, a position which had been left vacant following the departure of François Allaire. Family. Peters' son Trevor, born July 2, 1987, played 36 games over 4 seasons, 2003 to 2007, as a goaltender in the Western Hockey League for the Red Deer Rebels, Swift Current Broncos, and Saskatoon Blades. Awards, records, and achievements. Selected to the AHL Second All-Star Team in 1979. Harry Happ, Holmes Memorial Award in 1979, shared with Robbie Moore. Selected to the NHL First All-Star Team in 1983. Vezina Trophy winner in 1983. Played in 1980, 1981, 1983, and 1984 NHL All-Star Games. Canada Cup winner in 1984. Only goalie in NHL history to have 2 25-plus game unbeaten streaks. Only goalie in NHL history to have 2 25-plus game unbeaten streaks playing on 2 different teams. One of 2 goalies to have a 30-plus game unbeaten streak along with Jerry Cheevers. Well, that was another profile video. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any thoughts about Pete Peters, let me know them in the comments. I would like to read them. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. As always, until next time, keep on collecting. Bye.